Hey there, how you doing? I'm Barb Geisel and welcome to my channel, Conscious Dating for the Awakened Soul. Are you too picky in your dating efforts? You know, I often hear people say, you're too picky. You're too picky. Am I too picky? You have to wonder, am I too picky? Well, you know, it's not an easy answer. Yes, no, maybe, who knows? It's good to be picky. It's good to be picky because you have every right to want what you want. That is your God-given right. Yeah. If I want a man who's tall, dark, and handsome, I can wait for a man who's tall, dark, and handsome. I don't really care, though. He doesn't have to be tall, dark, and handsome. I want a man who's good for me. I want a man who can love me. I want a man who treats me the same way I would treat myself. I want a man who can support me in my life, in my career. I want a man who's good to my family. I want a man who's honest. I want a man who takes care of himself like I take care of me. I want a man I can have intellectual conversations with. I don't care so much if he's 6'1" or if he's 5'5". As long as he doesn't have short man syndrome, his height doesn't matter to me. So, do you see what I'm saying? You have a right to want what you want, but you can be too picky. You know, I heard a story once, and this is a good story. You're going to like this story. I heard a story once about a woman who made a list of what the qualities she wanted in a man, and there were 200 items on her list. So her friend reviewed the list and noticed there was nothing about his hair. You know, oh, he has to have blue eyes. He has to be a certain height. All kinds of complications, but nothing about his hair. So her friend said to her, what's with the hair? What kind of hair do you want him to have? She said, that doesn't matter. Hair doesn't matter to me. It doesn't mean anything. So guess what? She had a great date with a great guy. Everything looked good. Oh, they were having a nice time. But you know, she kept looking at him and thinking, that hair. There's something wrong with that hair. I don't like that hair. I can't live with that hair. Okay, so was her list too short? Should she have put hair? Or was it too long? Was it too detailed? I feel it was too detailed. You know, God has a way of knowing what we desire even more than we know. So what I do is I put it out there and I speak in general terms. I teach my clients to do the same. So I say, I want him to take care of himself. I want him to eat healthy. I want him to honor his body like I try to honor mine. I want a man who is respectful to others and respectful to me. I want a man who knows how to communicate his emotions. I want a man who will challenge himself emotionally for me. I want a man who likes to play and have adventure. I used to have on my list, I want a man who has a motorcycle. But you know what? He doesn't have a need to have a motorcycle. A sailboat will do. You know, I just want a man who likes to have fun. I want a man who has a sense of humor. I want a man who treats my family well. I want a man who I believe will stick with me and work through challenges with me. That's the most important thing. So what do you want? What you want isn't a list of 200 specifics. What you want are generalizations of what you know you deserve in love. So try to sum up your list. Have a list. I believe very strongly in lists. Try to sum up your list so that it's not too specific. Well, we can talk later about things I suggest you do with your list that will help you attract the man of your dreams or the woman of your dreams. But if you get into specifics, then you really limit your results. And there might be a person out there who's better for you than you ever could have imagined. Think about it. Have you ever in your life received something better than you ever even dreamed of? Have you ever received a windfall of more money than you thought you could have had? Did you ever get a job promotion that was better than you thought? Did you ever get a job that was with nicer people than you thought existed in a workplace? Have you ever managed to save enough money that you could buy the car you wanted? You got to live with that new car smell for months? Did you ever look across the table at a man who's your date and say to yourself, how did I get a date with this guy? This is pretty cool. You can't stop grinning. These are the things that are in store for you. But if your list is specific, you'll get specific. How do you know what package that potential partner will show up in? How do you know if she's going to be 5'4" or 5'8"? What difference does it make? Is that a deal breaker? Really? If it's not a deal breaker, don't put it on your list. Think general top level terms. That's really how you want to attract the right partner. So, can you be too picky in other ways? What other ways are there that you could be picky? Well, you could be picky in the way he treats you. You could be picky in where he lives geographically. But does it matter? If he lives an hour and a half drive, or if he lives a 4-hour flight, and he's perfect for you in every other way, will you reject him? Okay, I just have to show you this. My favorite mug. Well, it's hard to read. It's backwards. Perfectly imperfect. Actually, that kind of summarizes the whole thing. I think it's good to have a list, and I think it's good to be picky, but I think it's even better to know that every one of us, you, me, and every other person you could date out there, is perfectly imperfect for somebody. I think it's important to find the person who's perfectly imperfect for you. And there may be many people out there who are perfectly imperfect. But you know what? You're perfectly imperfect. So why do you expect perfection if you're not perfect? So the most important thing is to be the person that you desire. When you are the person that you want to attract, when you're worthy, when you act worthy of the person you want to attract, that's when you attract them. Does that all make sense? Cool. I really appreciate your comments on this one because I just kind of winged it, and I want to know if you like the content, if you want more on that. I'd love to hear what you have to say, but please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks very much. Have a great day. Mwah.